Oh mama is right. When this car debuted in 1993, it sent shockwaves through the automotive universe.
Camaro enthusiasts around the world can't stop raving about this new muscle machine.
It's probably the finest car I've ever driven.
It's got all the horsepower a man can stand.
What sporty car is the best in America? I said Chevrolet Camaro.
Unfortunately, however, by 2002, those shockwaves had all but fizzled out, and like an old dog that's had its day, GM took the Camaro out back and shot it. We didn't see another Camaro for 7 whole years. And at the time, we all believed this quintessential American muscle car had met the fate of the woolly mammoth. Was it the unjust demise of a legend, or simply a turd on wheels that Chevy rightfully flushed down the crapper? Definitely not a turd. The Camaro was much faster than its Mustang competitor, in a straight line and on the track. Not only did it inflict shame upon Ford lovers, but owners of the previous generation Camaro as well. Anyone who owned a third gen now lusted after the new car's rack and pinion steering, toughened T56 transmission, and LT1 Corvette engine.
5.4 seconds! Quarter mile in 14.1! May not be that fast by today's standards, but with that V8 soundtrack, certainly feels fast!
It feels fast, even standing still. The wedge shape and raked windshield give it a distinctive supercar silhouette.
Up until this point, shapes like this were only seen on concept cars.
And even though the Camaro is longer than a 4-door Jeep Wrangler, they've saved weight by using fiberglass and plastic for 80% of the body panels. It was a futuristic design, visually and materially.
But a lot of people regard this generation as the worst looking Camaro ever made. Although it's really the 1998 and up facelifted models that tainted its reputation.
The recessed headlights on this 1993 car are quite striking, and its eyeliner gives it more edge than an emo band. But don't think it's all roses and cherry pie in Camaro land. The car certainly has its drawbacks. Starting with the interior.
The interior of this car was so ugly that I removed it all so I wouldn't have to look at it. So I'll show you the interior of another car, but be warned, if you have sensitive eyes, you may want to look away.
Here it is. A putrid swamp of nauseating plastic. These seats are hideous. The steering wheel is even uglier. It's so bad, it makes me wonder if a GM executive's child designed it. A child with a predilection for cheap materials. And what it lacks in interior charm, it certainly doesn't make up with handling.
There's really nothing good I can say about the handling. Everything's wrong.
The steering. There's about a foot of dead zone in the middle, but it's also so non-linear that it becomes more sensitive than a seismograph by the time you're actually in the turn. And then you'll struggle making minute adjustments to keep your line.
The suspension would be great if this was your grandma's station wagon. It's soft, absorbs bumps well, but this is a sports car. This should have been firmer and tighter, and the clunking and jolting of the rear end over every bump in the road is an unpleasant reminder of the live rear axle in the back.
Great for drag racing, not so great for everything else. The real shame is that this car could have been much better. General Motors detuned the engine so as to not cannibalize sales of their more powerful Corvette. The live rear axle, too, is only there because the Corvette had sole claim to an independent rear suspension. It seems corporate greed took precedence over quality control. Perhaps that's why their values are abysmally low. A true tragedy, really. Once a smoking hot epitome of American pride, now its stable is the double wide. Will this gritty reputation endure forever? Or will the fourth generation Camaro age like a fine Bordeaux? It's got all the ingredients for the recipe of a classic. Powerful motor, a 60-year-old nameplate, and it looks so good you might mistake it for your sister. Despite its numerous defects, this Camaro is somehow amazingly satisfying to drive. The engine sounds like a fire-breathing NASCAR. The shifts feel like a bolt-action rifle. And no, the handling isn't as refined as the Europeans, but that doesn't make it any less fun in the corners. The powertrain is rawer than a sirloin steak, but the ride is so smooth you could comfortably take it on a cross-country road trip. It's got more problems than a math book, but for some reason, I love this car. It's perfectly imperfect. Like an old dog, it won't win you best in show, but it will win your heart.